From any part of the world you're watching me, my special greetings to you. My name is Nzaike, and I'm airing live from Moscow, Russia. And the topic I want to discuss today is my usual program, Nigeria Deserves Better. Today I want to talk about the awakening of the youth, a call for unity and action in Nigeria and to larger extent, Africa. Why do I do this? Why do I choose this? I was awakened by a video I saw online of a young, maybe Sudanese, maybe Tanzanian, maybe Kenyan, but somewhere from East Africa. I listened to this boy and I'm really mesmerized. Please, from anywhere you're watching me, go and subscribe. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, equally I'm on Instagram. And in any of these at the moment, you can find them out and subscribe. Please. So I want to concentrate more on the African youth, especially Nigeria, my country. I implore you to awake. So before I go further, I want you to listen to this young man.
When I get a chance to attend the AU summit, which sits in Ethiopia, I have only one question to ask the members who have been sitting there before.
What question?
What have you been discussing for so long? What have you been talking about for so long? To the extent that some African countries are still fighting each other up to now. Yes, what have they been talking?
Or discussing?
Yes.
For those of you that didn't quite listen or hear him clearly, this is a young boy that is about less than 15 years by my estimate. He said if he has the opportunity of going to the OAU, that's Organization of African Unity Conference, that he has only one question to ask African leaders. For all these years that the OAU has been, what have you people been discussing? What have you been discussing? Why is it that amongst African nations, nations are still fighting each other? This is a question a young boy asked. Let it sink. Please, let it sink. What have you been discussing all these years in the OAU? And why are African nations on each other's neck? This is the question this boy wants to know. And that is what is making me to call on the youths of Africa, especially Nigerians, in this particular dispensation, what exactly is happening in our country today, I'm calling on you, a call for unity and action. Yes, a call for unity and action. Please don't get distracted. Don't get divided. This boy, as far as I'm concerned, you see here. Sorry, if you're watching me on TikTok, you will not be able to see him. But if you're following my streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, you will see the boy. The boy asked this question. He said, "Gentlemen, what have you guys been discussing?" That is the question he wants to ask them. Now, he went further. Just listen.
I think when I was born, I was so surprised to see Africa still like this. Ask the young people, how far have you moved towards the agenda of Kwame Nkuruma? How far have you moved towards the agenda of Julius Nyerere? How far have you moved towards the agenda of Patrice Lumumba?
Of Congo.
Yes, of Congo. The late, who died in 1961. How far have you moved towards the agenda of other Pan-Africans like Thomas Sankara?
Which agenda in specific?
I mean the agenda of African unity. How far?
Now, he mentioned Pan-Africanism. And in that Pan-Africanism, he mentioned key figures. He said, the likes of Kwame Nkuruma, the likes of Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Kwame Nkuruma of Ghana, the likes of Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, that was initially Upper Volta, the likes of Patrice Lumumba of Congo, who was killed by Mobutu Sese Seko and the CIA in 1961. And he mentioned one key thing, Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism. You know, when they're talking about Pan-Africanism, a lot of us don't know what it is. Now, let's us understand what that really means. Pan-Africanism, which represents a vibrant and dynamic movement that seeks to unite African people in pursuit of common goals and aspirations. It embodies a spirit of solidarity, resilience, determination that is essential for building a more equitable, inclusive, prosperous future for all people of African descent. It doesn't matter where you're located, in Cuba, in the Caribbeans, that means Haiti, Jamaica. As long as you're a black man, just like Bob Marley sang, you are an African. And Pan-Africanism is born from the idea that there must be a unity of Africans, all of them. There must be equity. There must be inclusiveness. There must be prosperity, future for all Africans. Then he mentioned about the visionary Pan-African leaders that I have mentioned earlier. Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkuruma, the great Zeke of Africa, and so many others. Even the one that died a few decades ago, what's his name, from Zimbabwe, may so rest in perfect peace, you find out that these are great Pan-Africanists who were united in one cause to liberate Africa, to get things done the way they ought to be done. These are people that are great. These are people that this young boy of Alpha generation, not even Gen Z, because Alpha are the people from 13 years downwards. And this generation are not people you don't neglect them. They must ask you questions and you answer them. So based on this, I came up with a topic to address today, which is awakening the youth. A call for unity and action in Nigeria, particularly my country. Because I have a very strong belief that if things work right in Nigeria, believe you me, everything will work right in Africa. I've always said it and I'll repeat it again to the hearing of everybody. The greatest achievement of the white man is to devalue the naira. The moment he succeeded in devaluing that naira, that was the end of Africa. And until our leaders in Nigeria understand the implication of the mess they are plunged into, then we're not going to survive it. Yes. And when I say this, I say it with all assurance, with the belief that I know what I'm talking about, with the belief that this is what it ought to be. So to answer our young man, I'm going to outline 8 key observations. 8 key observations and challenges I'm going to outline. And I urge any of my listener, please reflect deeply on each of these. I am making this strictly for the younger generations, generation who are worthy to be my children, the Gen Zs and a little bit the millennium. Yes. This is for you. You can't keep quiet anymore. You can't continue. My first point is self-interest versus collective vision. Self-interest versus collective vision. Many young Africans, especially Nigerians today, focus overwhelmingly on personal goals. And what are they? They want to be earning money, acquiring properties, enjoying their comfort, pursuing individual pleasures. While these aspirations are good, I am not saying they're bad, they're very good. They become problematic when they eclipse all broader societal concerns. For God's sake, you can't do it alone. Yes, you might be a millionaire, you have the best house, drive the best car, and the society is in ruin. Your next door neighbor has nothing to eat. When even 10% of the entire population is rich, 90% is hungry, it means very well that there is no rich man in that society, because the 90% will gulp up whatever you have. The collective vision is not there. Yes, people like us who are old, we have failed. I can say it because I can tell you for sure that our forefathers, our parents bequeathed a country that we gained. And what today my mates are doing is an eyesore. They're now bequeathing to you a country that you are even ashamed of. A country that you cannot give your children. Think about this. Now, my second point is the contrast of consciousness. Consider this: amongst us are exceptional young people thinking far beyond themselves. Like this boy. And like I told you, I don't know where he's from, Kenya, Tanzania, wherever he is. Excuse me. Wherever he's from. But look at the question he's asking. He said if given the opportunity to go to AOAU, that he would just ask them one simple question. All these years you people have been gathering, what have you been doing? The Gen Alpha are people that ask questions. You cannot pocket them. If you have them in your compound, you will see them. They ask questions that even their parents cannot even answer them. It's their nature. They want to know. They're inquisitive. I used to think that Gen Zs are even 30 years and below. Now I've seen that Gen Alpha are hotter than Gen Z. Yes, they are. And we have to face it. Believe me, gentlemen, we have to. We have to face it. So these questions everywhere. We are forgetting these figures that championed unity and self-determination and the collective African identity. Today, what are we doing in Nigeria? Politicians, the people I call political criminal billionaires, they continue to divide us. We are not looking above, I am Igbo, I am Yoruba, I am Hausa, I am Efik, I am Fulani. Hatred being sowed. Imagine 2027 is in 2 years' time. We have already left the business of governance and talking about how to rig and win election in 2027. That's what everybody is looking at today. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad. This poses striking and concerning issues, such as deep engagements, which we are lacking with our continent's challenges and potentials. Now, the point number 3 I want to make is Africa's plight and our disunity. Please, when I talk about Africa and you're a Nigerian, put it Nigeria's plight. Because I'm talking about, it bothers me more in Nigeria. Like I said, if we can get it right in Nigeria, Africa will stand right. And that is why I strongly support this young boy of Burkina Faso. Yes, Captain Traore. I strongly support him. And I keep praying that he succeeds. And I see he's succeeding. Come and see how his country are solidly behind him. Children, school children, secondary school, universities, every weekend they come out and start constructing their own roads by themselves with their hands. That is what we call patriotism. But today we cannot even talk about that in Nigeria. Nigeria has no soul. Nothing is binding us together as a people. Nothing, no soul. And if you don't have that soul, something is seriously wrong. These people have succeeded in dividing us. The disunity is so clear. This young man's message was clear. Africa and Nigeria in particular is systematically exploited and marginalized. Yet, these are not white people marginalizing us. So we are the people marginalizing ourselves. Yet, instead of uniting against this victimization by our politicians, we often fracture. We fight amongst ourselves. Tribally, religiously, politically. While the real culprits, the political criminals, plunder our shared resources with impunity, our disunity is their greatest weapon, my people. Yes. They have sown this, and we cannot even reason above that. We are going to plunder into another mess in the next 2 years. An election, they have already written the result. They have perfected it. And that's why I keep praying, and I keep mentioning it. Any of my broadcasts, I say it. Please, give kudos to Randy Peters. Randy Peters need to be supported. Very dark man, I implore you. Yes, I know you're doing individual effort and doing things you're doing. Combine with Randy Peters. We should demand for electoral reforms. If we want Nigeria to move forward, we should demand for electoral reforms. This is what the Nigerian youth, I can't be talking about only single individuals, 2 people out of a youth population of over 150 million. And you people are keeping quiet. Everybody's looking for money to make money. If you make that money, how do you use it? In a society that is ungovernable, a society you cannot travel from Abaji to Ubiede, a society you cannot travel from one state to the other, a society that kidnappers are everywhere, armed robbers are everywhere, the people don't care. As long as they're okay, you enter the flight, go to the airport. Sometimes they will delay your flight from 2 p.m. until 8 or 9 p.m. I had such a dirty experience with Air Peace. To fly from Abuja to Lagos, 2 p.m., I was at the airport already by 12 to make sure that I enter. The flight eventually left by 9:30 in the evening. Is that a normal society? And everybody sees it as normal. Everybody sees it as normal. What is exactly wrong with us, my people? What is wrong with us? The real culprits are doing. So point number 4, neglecting the next generation. Today I'm talking as a grandfather. What about you that is 20? What is the future for your child? Ask yourself, what future are we building for our children? If we continue on this path of apathy and infighting, we rob them of their prospects. Where will they be educated? What opportunities will they have? What will Nigeria inherit? Thinking that you're still young, there is time, is a dangerous illusion. Time flies. Time is not on our side. Every Nigerian, every young man and woman need to understand this. Time is not on your side, believe you me. Then you come to the Japa syndrome, number 5. Escapism isn't the answer. You can't continue to Japa. I see a lot of young Africans, boys and girls abroad. I don't want to mention places. With all respect, conditions that they're living in, you cannot even believe it. You cannot believe it. You that is seated in Nigeria there, and these people manage to, out of their sweat, send money to you. If they tell you the conditions that they're living, the truth about it, you will cry. Imagine there are people who have stayed abroad 15 years and end up still sleeping in double bunk. Double bunk, this double bed. For over 15 years. 20, 25, this is where in a room there are about, call one room 10 people. One room 10 people. That is even with thank you. You see brilliant Nigerian people, because they don't have documents where they're located, they cannot make use of their life. They cannot be utilized. Because they're not legal where they are. Their talent is being wasted. Maybe he comes abroad at the age of 22. By the time he keeps marking time, you add around 20 years, is already 40. Wasted 20 years for nothing. Ashamed to go back home and face the reality of life. Some of you, even that send your children abroad, you end up not seeing them again for life. When you're old, what happens? How long would this continue? Some seek individual escape routes, sending children abroad or building lives elsewhere. While this is understandable, this is not a solution for the masses. If everyone capable flees, who remains to build Nigeria? Can we truly abandon our homelands? I'm talking about the Japa syndrome. Then point number C is the urgency of now. Now, in inverted commas, now. This is the hard truth. At the current rate of looting, borrowing, and unchecked corruption, Nigeria risks having absolutely nothing left within the next 5 or 10 years. The theft is brazen. The violence, the devastation, the terrorism. How much worse must it get before we act? You don't sit down and say it does not concern you. The day they tell you to go and vote, you say, I'm not going to vote. The vote doesn't count. What a stupidity. For God's sake, no matter how much you make, most of you that talk don't know the power of government. Some people till tomorrow will tell you that the Northerners are politically savvy. Yes, because they understand the power of government. No matter how much you make as an individual, and this goes especially to my Igbo brothers and sisters, no matter what you sell, no matter how big, how successful you are in business, be very careful. You need government. Don't ignore it. And when learned people, good people like you sit down and do nothing, that is where the problem comes. And that is where you continue to see that the change you are talking about will never come. You're minding your business, you don't want to vote, then accept whatever that is given to you. You know, in Nigeria, you cannot trust judiciary. Judiciary is already compromised. The legislation, as far as I'm concerned, anything that the executive brings to that place, first reading, say eyes, everybody will stand. Eyes, the eyes have it. On your mandate, we shall stand. And that's it. Nobody questions what are they borrowing for? What is the money meant for? Nigerians are not even put there. They just see, oh yes, member. And these people, why they are behaving like that is because they were not elected by the people and they're not accountable to the people. They are only interested, if you're not in the good book, your name will not be written. They've already mapped out, did the whole calculation. From what I know and the information I have, INEC is not even yet ready to do anything. This is where you guys should concentrate now. Anything you're writing on social media, anything you just put it down there, hashtag we demand electoral reforms. Fix INEC now. Put it, hashtag. You're in Twitter, you're in anywhere you are. Go ahead and do it. Demand for electoral reforms. Yes, demand for electoral reforms. That is what it is. Now, number 7, a call for conscious action. It is my firm belief and my call to you. We must awaken. We must stand up, unite our voices and demand accountability. Silence and inaction are complicity. Remember the timeless warning. Evil prevails when good people do nothing. Evil prevails when good people do nothing. My final point for tonight, your challenge, number 8. I challenge each of you and myself to move beyond self-interest. Think critically, engage deeply, discuss ideas like unity, justice, and Africa's future. In this occasion, Nigeria's future. Commit to building a Nigeria worthy of our children and our great-grandchildren. Let me tell you something. Moscow today is almost 900 years. 900 years. The city of Moscow. It wasn't built in one day. They have so planned it, generations and generations. And they have made life easier. A pattern has been brought up for the future children to follow. Can we say that of Lagos or Nigeria? Look at our pensioners. They're not even paid their pensions. People that have worked years and years. At their old age when they're feeble. Some people can be so mean as not to give them their pension. Will God forgive such people? It's not enough to talk. It's enough to ask questions. And let me tell you, when people like you and I can come up and ask questions, these people will say, don't mind the likes of Rain or Mockery. Don't mind whoever that they buy, they cheat them, all of them. Don't mind them that they have bought over. Who are only interested in the crunches that fall from the table that they collect. Forget about those people. Nigeria is for all of us. Go for it. Nobody is a lower citizen. The hunger is out there for everybody and it's biting hard on everybody. You can't keep quiet. Commit yourself to building a Nigeria worthy of our children. The time for passive hope is over. The time for concerted action is now. Brothers and sisters, reflect on this. Discuss this. Think this. And most importantly, decide what role you will play. It can no more be the way it is. Ask questions. If you see something, say something. Don't be that afraid because intimidation is their only weapon. Some people will tell you, why are you there? You can't come back and you have to talk. Everybody must not be in Nigeria. Yes. I know how much that is coming out from my pocket to sustain some people in Nigeria daily. I know. Just like my people say, Mbuba Wojinazo. It's a burden. You enter Nigeria today, everybody is a beggar. Our girls, both married and not married, are on the road just to make a living. For how long would that be? Some boys already have turned into, I don't know how to, either gigolo or they are into gay to make a living. Haba. And we say we have a government. Electricity story. How many years running? Now they're talking about 2027. As if they are sure of what will happen tomorrow. As if that God had decided that they will live till 2027. I have spoken my mind. The rest is yours. Yes, the rest is yours. And until I come your way again, lest I forget, I want to give a very big shout out to our Super Eagles, our Super Falcons. Yes, a big congratulations to our wonderful girls who did us proud. Very big, very big congratulations. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of what they did. I mean, taking over that cup for the 10th time is something I'm very proud of. All of them that contributed. May God bless them.
А это вот, между прочим,
That
Ибрагим
which will
Муса
give
Мусау,
us
это президент
very
Федерации футбола Нигерии. Нам сейчас показали.
proud
Ну и лучший бомбардир, да,
of
мы об этом уже говорили. Милан
them.
Шабак, капитан сборной Марокко.
Пять мячей она забила на этом
Let
турнире.
us unite as
Один
Nigerians.
из них сегодня. И забирает
Don't allow these politicians to divide us.
золотая бутса.
All those fogs, those arboros that they have fixed everywhere
Забила сегодня
to kill and maim us, they will not succeed. Congratulations, Nigeria. Congratulations, Super Falcons. Congratulations, wonderful ladies.
она получает что?
I always think that someday,
Футбольный
maybe it's high time that we allow the ladies
Да, лучше Шуда Таджибаде.
to do the things we cannot do in leadership as men.
Если
Maybe it's high time. Maybe the ladies can really get things right.
прошу прощения, я снова.
But the more I do it, the more like I saw the likes of this Jew or whatever, how much she almost lost.
Сейчас
She stole in less than 3 months. It embarrasses too.
Но она капитан
Please,
своей сборной.
I believe we can change. Nigerians are very resilient. There are people that can do a lot. And I believe we can change.
Она забила один гол
Thank you,
на
everybody.
этом Кубке Африки ЮАР.
And may
Полуфинале.
God
Первый гол.
bless you and make you guys very strong. Until I come your way again. Ciao.